Now let's dive deep into this big LGBTQ story for today. I'm Dino Mosquera, and let's square up the USA view. Violence erupts at an anti-trans rally in Seattle's LGBTQ hub, 23 arrested. A far-right Christian rally in Seattle's called Anderson Park, a space beloved and defended by the city's queer community, ended in violence, with 23 people arrested following heated clashes. The rally, part of Spokane-based May Day USA's hashtag Don't Mess With Our Kids tour, drew immediate outrage for its anti-trans and anti-abortion messaging. LGBTQ advocates gathered in force for a counter-protest defending trans youth and reproductive rights with chants, signs, music, and dancing. But things took a turn. Seattle police say they responded around 1:30 p.m. after seeing objects being thrown. According to their official report, officers were assaulted while making arrests, prompting them to use pepper spray. 22 adults were arrested for assault and obstruction, along with one juvenile. One officer was hospitalized and later released. State troopers were called in to help. Capitol Hill, Seattle reported that tensions escalated after bike officers pushed into the crowd using bicycles and batons. Protesters say police escalated a peaceful demonstration aimed at rejecting what they saw as an attack on queer public space. Nearby, the May Day rally featured speeches against gender-affirming care and chanted Christian prayers. A donation bucket was also passed among attendees. Mayor Bruce Harrell said the rally was, quote, to provoke a reaction by promoting belief inherently opposed to our city values, end of quote. He claimed that anarchists infiltrated the counter-protest and announced investigations into the city's permitting of police response. Harrell emphasized Seattle's commitment to its queer residents. This is again another demonstration of, let's protect our children, with the whole thing that famously, they use as an argument to basically go against our community in a space that is traditionally known as the gathering place for the Seattle LGBTQ community. And they just act like, this is against our city.
Yeah.
Where is that say that,
Yeah, no, this wasn't a protest gone wrong, right? This was a freaking setup, basically, right? They basically rolled into a Seattle LGBTQ heart space that we always use for our events and started provoking and sending out misinformation and basically saying all these horrible things about our community, especially the trans community, right? So they show up with hate. Right, but we have to show up too. So we did, and at the end of the day, standing up for trans and reproductive rights is a necessity right now. It's not something that starts off violent. It's something that we have to do.
And you're going to see a lot of rising in anti-protests, I think, next month, too. I mean, I won't be surprised if the course gets some picketers in front, because that's just what we're seeing. Yeah. Because there's a reaction right now. They're not, they're just really, really bothered by the fact that we just love to have fun. And we just love ourselves.
And to live our truth in our
authenticity. Exactly. Yeah. So, I mean, we're going to see more of this. So, it's going to get, pretty heavy for a while, but we're resilient and we get through it like we always do. And it's just by example.
They show up with it. They show up with hate wrapped in prayer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's basically, you know what I mean? So people walking by are pseudo confused because they're like, what's going on?
Doing the exact opposite of what Jesus taught. I mean, it's the insanity.
And protect our children, it's just so sweet.
Your children who are probably
so sweet, just like, spreading love to the rest of us.
And what is it just boggles the mind always. It's like, there's some queer in your family, or your brother, your sister, your mother, whatever. There's some trans. I mean, it's because we are everywhere in everything, in every space, and everywhere. So it's mind-boggling. But kudos to Seattle and the PD there and the city for standing up, because Seattle's known to be quite queer.
Yeah.
So I mean,
I'm gonna say this to everyone watching this video right now, to all the queers watching and allies. These law-abiding officers are not always abiding by the law. So I'm imploring you, queer person and queer aligned person to study up on the laws and your rights if you're ever in these situations. If you are attending a pride, a protest, a sit-in, anything like that, make sure you understand your rights. And don't always follow what social media tells you. I'm gonna need you to actually crack open a book to see what the law is actually in your land, so that you don't get tripped up, because they're not always gonna follow the rules. So I need you to have that in your back pocket so that you understand how you are to be treated in these situations, okay? It's not going to be necessarily the safest right now, but that does not mean we need to go out there misinformed and scared. We can still go out, we can still celebrate, we can still be proud, but let's be educated, let's be strong, let's be informed, and let's be protected amongst ourselves. And allies, it's not just a name. Y'all really gotta ally right now, okay? You have the power because you are the straight, and the straights hold the power in this world, unfortunately. So with that being said, use that power to help protect us. We are begging you, okay? You can't just get the cute shit from Target no more. You actually got to stand by us and stand with us.
Because you actually can't get it at Target anymore.
Hello.
No. But the days of, oh, but my hairdresser's gay. Those days are over. Okay, allies and straight people, you got to do more for us.
Ally need to be allying.
Exactly. You better ally.
So that is the big LGBTQ story for today. There is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by subscribing and sharing Queer News Tonight.